Hello everyone, welcome to the Ichimoku.co chart of the day. To the S&P 500 on the daily charts, and here we see a continuation of the black bodies, 3 consecutive days of net momentum favouring the sellers. Importantly, support has come in for this market today at the Tenkan-sen indicator, around this very close to 2373, around 2372. And it is an area that we do need to just monitor very carefully over the next few days. We have seen some price rejection from there, and the market fell into close down below there. It does suggest that we could see the market bounce off this area. We have seen the size of the black body reduce, and over the last 3 days or 2 days it has been reducing since we saw the establishment of that black body candle. And it does suggest that the power of the sellers in net terms is weakening as we move to the downside. Also, we've seen the position of the close just shift up slightly away from the low, as we saw for the previous day's trading, up very close to the middle of the range. And it does suggest that the sellers have lost control and neither party is taking control. Now, the story here isn't about any strength from the buyers, but it certainly is about perhaps a weakening of strength of the sellers. Now, in terms of larger time frame, we do have a bull market in all 3 time frames, only just in the short-term time frame by closing just slightly above the Tenkan-sen, but we still do maintain excuse me, the close above the Kijun-sen and above the Ichimoku cloud. So a fairly strong bull market continuing in the medium and the longer term time frame, and that bullishness at the moment is still supported by the Chica span. Now, just moving over to our important areas of support and resistance, and firstly, this window that was open some time ago is still in play. The market has tested down to there and bounced off that area in recent times. Won't be strongly negated until we see it close down below there, and it's around the area of the Kijun-sen. That will therefore strengthen the potential support around this region, extending down to about the 2350 level. Down below there we have another window down around 2320, and then if we do trade down through there, the round number 2300 could come into play. But firstly, our benchmark for the downside is going to be the Kijun-sen and then that close by window support. Just looking over to that pattern that we were watching form, and it is still in play. It's a head and shoulders pattern. It's a complex head and shoulders pattern. It hasn't completed yet, and as always, trend required, and here we have the uptrending activity, complex left shoulder, head, complex right shoulder that may be forming, and confirmation will be a close down below the neckline. Now, the neckline coincides with the Kijun-sen indicator, so we know that if we close down through that Kijun-sen, it will be potentially the start of an important change of sentiment in the medium-term time frame, and it will have implications for the probability of the pattern being a successful pattern. So if we do close down there, and specifically in a bearish manner, we certainly could see the market test down to the target around the 2308 level. Now, if it doesn't complete over the next few days as we move towards the end of the trading day, we do see that the Ichimoku cloud moves significantly higher, and the support here will be around that that target. But then as we move into the next week, the cloud continues to move higher, and it will negate that target, the probability of being a successful trend down to that target. So if we are going to see this target met successfully, we would like to see that close down below the neckline over the next day or two before the end of the week. Now, that doesn't mean that we will see a completion of this pattern. We could see a change of trend around this area back to the upside, and the buyers successfully come into the market and test back up to this round number 2400.